So, hello everybody at Substance TV. This is Sean Murphy, and I'm here with
Pamela Horton. I'm Miss October 2012 from Playboy.
Yeah, and we're here today to just kind of talk about Pam, and basically we're gonna hit some hot button topics, some interesting focus points, but we're just gonna kind of kick back and get to know her.
We're going off road.
Yeah. So hang on. Hopefully your seatbelt. But so let's get started. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
I am a girl who I was raised gaming. Like my dad put a controller in my hands when I was 5 years old before I could tie my shoes. And I just so happened to grow up into a physically attractive woman, but the gaming part of me never left. And so all my life I've always embraced the gaming part of me, and on a normal basis I don't dress up, I don't do pretty stuff, I know nothing about fashion. Like, I'm not your average girl. I don't, I'm not. I'm a gamer. I sit for hours at my computer playing World of Warcraft, like, what, I need to go to the bathroom? Like, yeah, like...
Maybe later.
Yeah, I'm really gonna take down Deathwing. I'm spying right now. I gotta take him down,
Yeah, it's serious business. At least you have your priorities.
Yeah, I have them, come on.
Yeah.
Up here, down here. Obviously, up here's, just doing my gaming thing.
Sure. Well, you talked a lot about you've been gaming for a long time.
Yeah.
But, what would be some of your favorite games, like classic games?
Classic favorite games, I would have to say, favorite of all time is Chrono Trigger, and I know that hits home to a lot of nerdy people, and but I just playing it at a younger age. It felt much more vibrant. I mean, not that it's dull or anything now, but having played through it hundreds of times, but I always find time to go back to it. It's the one that always draws me back, and sometimes I forget endings, and I go through it as like the first possible time that you can fight Lavos, and I'm like, what ending is that again? Like, I don't even know. I also I was really big into Super Mario RPG.
Yep.
And Earthbound, and I was kind of a Nintendo girl. I didn't really get any other consoles until after the Nintendo 64 had come out. I had gotten my PSX and things along that line. Played Final Fantasy, but I've always at heart been a Nintendo girl. So
I hear rumors you're pretty good at Mario Kart.
Only a little bit.
Yeah,
I have yet to find anybody who can beat me at Mario Kart Wii. Rainbow Road, and usually people are like, I'm gonna choose Rainbow Road just to spite you, and I'm like, good, that's my best one.
Yeah, go for it. That's awesome. Yeah, well, I'll have to take you on someday.
Okay, sounds like a challenge.
Yeah, that's kind of how it goes. Which is kind of an interesting talking point. The gaming world, especially you mentioned World of Warcraft and MMOs, is a very competitive world. Yeah, competitive world. So, how does that change for somebody like you?
Honestly, there's not a single difference, because I didn't exist as a woman in the game first place, and I especially don't exist as a playmate in World of Warcraft. Like, I've had people would tweet me, be like, oh, what games do you play? And then I say World of Warcraft, and they're like, really? Like, very skeptical and want me to prove myself. So I'm constantly saying, yes, I have a Horde character. I have an 85 of almost every character. And of course, the level cap's now 90, so that doesn't really apply. Yep. But, I've got a priest, I've got a warlock, I've got a paladin, I've got, everything of every faction, like I don't play favorites. Everybody's like, Horde or Alliance or die, like, but, I like all aspects of both sides, so, but...
Except Baron's chat.
I have to prove myself a lot, and, even publicly declaring, obvious things that cannot be faked, like, well, how many sequences are there in the Deathwing fight? It's like, really? Like, that's everybody who plays WoW right now knows how to do that.
Sure.
Like, I have to constantly prove myself. Constantly. Like, there's no stopping. So,
one sort of point I kind of wanted to talk about was how women get portrayed in video games, which is an interesting point. And one particularly that I think is a good sort of gauge is Samus.
Okay.
I think is a great point, and as a Nintendo person, I'm sure that you're there.
I'm all over that.
Yeah.
Well, I think as a whole, women are not necessarily, because, okay, guys see Samus as this big badass woman. Sorry, I can't cuss.
No, it's fine. Go wild.
Okay. She's this big badass woman, suit of armor, kicking butt, just doing things that women don't do. But when it comes to in the MMO aspect, or even outside of that, like if you're playing Black Ops and a guy hears your female voice, they're like, "Get back in the kitchen," or "Show me those tits," like stuff like that. Women are objectified no matter what kind of role a female character is playing. There'll be people that will be like, "Yeah, Samus is the best," and there'll be a bunch of guys that are going, "Take off your suit, let's see those babies." It's a really case-to-case kind of scenario. It really depends on the guy, but for the most part, women are probably too objectified in the gaming world.
Sure. It's been kind of interesting as of late, though, seeing a lot of these more well-represented women, especially women that have evolved. Like, take for instance Lara Croft, who definitely started. She was a cover page, in a fold-out, literally in the first magazine she was in. I don't know if you've seen her as of late, especially the latest release, but
actually, my Playboy TV episode Playmates, they actually kind of dressed me up as Lara Croft. So I had the big, huge guns, and actually, there's this one scene where they want me to look all, tough and cool and stuff, and I'm holding a sniper rifle, and I'm like, there's no way I'd be holding this, pointing it at you at point blank range, and I'm going, people are gonna know that this is not something that I'd haul over close to you. I'd be up covered in some bushes, sniping. And I was like, that's not very sexy. But
it's not realistic.
They were just like, prop guys, go get some guns, big guns, something cool, But most of what they did my Playmates episode is based around Lara Croft. Kind of, off the wall, not exactly looking like her, but
sure,
that was
obvious.
It was the motivation for the entire shoot, and it was actually the first Playmates episode that had been featured outside of a mansion, a hot tub, bathtub, pool, bed. Most girls are in a bedroom setting or things like that. I was in actually the warehouse that they filmed Inception at. And
cool.
Batman, and along with other movies. It's just a warehouse that they film movies at.
A little more on girls in gaming, literally in them. What are some female characters that you think that really you look up to almost? Or
I've always I don't know why I felt so empathetic towards Final Fantasy female characters. And there are some, I'm not going to name any names, but some are really whiny, some are really bratty, but I feel that the female characters are basically anything, any female characters created by Square Enix tend to have a real personable kind of personality, you feel them, you get them, and I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for that, but I've always found a lot of relation with these female characters. They're down to earth, but some supernatural event or occurrence has happened, and now all of a sudden they can shoot firebolts,
oh yeah,
just kind of fantastical things that I envisioned as a young girl.
So you kind of you've mentioned League of Legends. What's your characters?
I always do solo queue Soraka, and I actually got and this is season 1, and I guess I can't really brag about it. I haven't had time to play ranked in season 2. Or I imagine when season 3 comes out, I don't know. But season 2, I had a 1355 solo queue elo, and I played Teemo, which of course raged all my teammates. But I am one of the best Teemos, of course, aside from Freak, because Freak is the best Teemo there ever will be. And but I shock people with my Teemo capabilities, and Teemo is my favorite character, but I was born to be a support character, so I'm always Soraka. And that the new they just revamped her, so she looks different. They redid all of her character design and her splash art and everything like that, and it's so cool. I'm so excited that she was due for a revamp for such a long time.
So with Dota 2 dropping, you think you're going to stick with League of Legends?
I'm kind of a a diehard fan. When something catches me, I don't want to cheat on it with another likeness. I never actually played Dota until League of Legends came out, so I know that Dota was the original, and you know, that whole spiel, but League of Legends caught me first, and so I will stay true to League of Legends as long as they keep pumping out these awesome characters that I like to play.
Sure. How do you feel about the new WoW expansion with pandas?
Oh my gosh. I got, actually, I'm on Trollbait, and I got Realm First Herbalist, and which I'm very proud of, and all my, you know, non-WoW friends are going,
what is that?
Why? Like, because you know, of course, I love the whole ambience of waiting in line for a new game to come out and sitting outside a GameStop, like, you know, like, oh, you know, I've got 4 hours, you know, like. So I went to the midnight release, and of course, I had 2 hours to get home and, you know, install it, even though with the new digital pack that they set up, it, you know, was already on my computer, so I didn't actually have to install anything. But I got the collector's edition, and you know, the moment it went live, and the game was live. They just, you know, flipped a switch, and all of a sudden the new content was available, and it says down at the bottom. And the moment that happened, I was waiting next to the herbalism trainer. I trained herbalism, and you know, I was in the beta, so I knew that the quest would immediately start. I went to the area, and I got there, and I was just like the whole time my heart's beating, and I can't breathe, and I don't even want to like take my hand away to like get a drink of water. So for like, and I timed myself in the beta. It took me 20 minutes to get from the starting area to the area I needed to get this one type of herb, and then I moved to a different, like, it's called the Kunlai Summit, and went there and got some snow lilies, and then I got Realm First, and I got all these messages of people like, I was 2 herbs away! Yeah,
I was about to say, whether people there all like, everybody's like looking at each other, like, I know what you're here for.
the way that I did it, of course, I was a Tauren, and so they have the plus 10 or plus 15 to herbalism, so I've already got that buffer. But then I also had this glove that I got in Vanilla WoW that is no longer available, and they never took it out. I don't know if they didn't remember it. It no longer drops. But it's a plus 5 herbalism glove, and I have a plus 5 herbalism enchantment on it. So I had that extra 10, and that got me enough to go to the next area where people wouldn't be fighting each other for the stuff. I was by myself in this area collecting all these herbs, and then I was by myself in this next area collecting all these herbs.
That's how you do it.
So
you were running a train.
Yeah, no, I seriously, on my phone, I have like my synopsis of my whole plan. And, you know, of course, my nerd friends are like, yeah, you get it! And my other friends are like, what the hell? Like,
no, yeah, that's got to be very hard. I can't imagine how many people are on each realm, but it's, I mean, there was easily, I mean, probably thousands at the minimum.
Yeah,
probably all fighting for
especially for, I know that a lot of people were skeptical about Miss Pandaria, but I'm one of those, I promote a lot of Miss Pandaria, not because of the content, but because everybody's like, it's like Kung Fu Panda Online. It's like, if you played Warcraft 3, you would have known that the Pandaren existed before Kung Fu Panda was even thought about.
That's right.
Like, way back in the day. And these people who jumped into World of Warcraft to, you know, see what the hubbub was about. I mean, Warcraft 3 wasn't as popular as World of Warcraft. And, you know, people are like, I'm not going to play the new expansion because Kung Fu Panda. It's like, I cannot believe, like, these people, you know, say they love World of Warcraft and spend all their time doing it, but know nothing about the lore, know nothing about the previous games. And I'm really big into promoting, you know, the idea that Pandaren existed before Kung Fu Panda. So,
jeez.
Yeah, come on, guys.
Yeah, let's be
I mean, if you're going to nerd all over this, do it right.
Yeah, no, I totally understand. So, it's been really, really great talking with you. I have one final question. You know, again, kind of going back to the sort of the role model motif and everything, there are definitely a lot of girl gamers that are really looking to you to sort of represent them.
Yeah.
You know, this is a good opportunity. What would you say to them?
Stay true to your guns. Like, don't give up. Guys are gonna give you so much crap constantly. Like, just don't get frustrated, and if you do get frustrated, just pretend you're a guy. They don't even, like, they assume you're a guy. What am I talking about? Until you say you're a girl. Like, when guys say, you know, hey dude, and I'm like, I'm a girl. You know, like, I'm a girl, get it right. You know, like, just stick true to your guns. Like, yeah, it'll work out in the end, and once guys see you seriously as a female gamer, it'll be, you know, you'll be revered.
There you go. There you go. Awesome. Well, again, yeah, thank you so much for talking with us. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It was my pleasure.
So again, thanks everybody for tuning in. It's the Substance TV with I'm Sean Murphy.
I'm Pamela Horton. It's October 2012.
Booyah.
Booyah.
Go check it out.
Yeah, my issue's out on the stands now.
Right there.
Do that thing.
Right now, unless you watch this a long time from now.
Yeah. Well, it'll still be on the stands, anyways.
Forever.
Yeah. Or you can get it on the iPad because they have a new app at Playboy for getting the magazine on that. Anyways.
There you go. Cool. Well, yep. Thanks for tuning in.